Welcome to Veritas Antiqua. You know Homer's Iliad, Achilles, or Odysseus. But what if I told you that long before that famous Mycenaean age of heroes, similar feasts and competitions were held right here, in the lands of Anatolia? Today, we will tell the story of an archer translated from Hurrian into Hittite, described in the texts as the king of the brave and the master of masters, Gurparanzah. Our story takes place in the legendary land of Akkad. The leading roles belong to King Impekru and his legendary daughter, Princess Titizuli. However, deserving this princess is not easy. Before the great feast, the famous hunting party begins to test the strength of the heroes. There are 60 kings and 70 warriors on the field. All are skilled in their own right. But when Gurparanzah, the tiger of the Tigris, takes the stage, the others merely remain spectators. Gurparanzah creates wonders with his bow on the hunting ground. Not a single arrow misses its mark. He catches hundreds of game animals, giving his rivals their first glimpse of his power right there. The hunt ends, and it is time for that massive banquet at the Palace of Akkad. Tables are set, everyone has eaten and drunk. As Cicero said, after the stomachs are full, it is time for entertainment. King Impekru sits at the head of the table. And right next to him sits the star of this story, Impekru's son-in-law Gurparanzah. This detail shows us traces of the matriarchal Hurrian society. Gurparanzah's prestige comes not only from his muscle power, but also from being the husband of the king's only daughter, Titizuli. The feast ends, bodies and arm muscles tense up. Those 60 kings and 70 warriors gathered in the square will now play their final trump cards. But these heroes do not settle for an ordinary target board. To demonstrate their skills, the archers demand a miniature tower to be erected on the shooting range. The target is difficult, the competition is fierce. And the honor of taking the first shot is given to the tiger of the Tigris, Gurparanzah. Gurparanzah draws his bow. Everyone in the stands, Princess Titizuli and King Impekru hold their breath. And he releases the arrow. The text describes that moment with a cry of admiration, with exactly these sentences. Asterisk, oh my God! The arrows leave his bow and fly like birds. Asterisk. The arrows go so fast, so high, that they defy gravity. Gurparanzah brings that tower to its knees with his arrows. In archery, he leaves 60 kings and 70 warriors behind. With this tremendous shot, Gurparanzah wins the mark of honor. But we know one thing. With this tournament, Gurparanzah proved thousands of years later, to us, that he was not just a son-in-law, but the king of the brave. Thank you for listening to Veritas Antiqua. We will continue to revive the heroes from the dusty pages of history.